Okay, Meg.
Hey Pat, how are you?
Good. Bit going on at the SCG today, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, always something happening. You ready to get into it?
Let's do it. Growing up, who was your team behind the team? The people that helped you get to where you are today?
Firstly, I'd probably have to say my parents. They were the ones who were driving me to all the cricket games and trainings and supporting me through the highs and lows of cricket. So I have heaps of memories of being in the car travelling to games, and with my younger sister Anna as well. She was playing too, so they were sort of all the way through, but certainly initially I certainly couldn't have started the game without the help of mum and dad.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Lots of driving around all Sydney. One of 5 kids, so I don't know how they got us to 5 different sporting venues each weekend, but mum and dad, brothers obviously, they probably had the biggest influence because I was playing in the backyard every day with my brothers. And then at Penrith Cricket Club, there for a few years, just absolutely loved it, so I was always there training and playing.
Is there a particular memory or moment where someone made a difference in your skill development?
From probably 15 to when I debuted for Australia at 18, I felt like kind of every year I just got that little bit better. I was part of a New South Wales under 17 side here when I was kind of 16. I did a full pre-season and I felt like I got better a lot quicker there. Mark Cameron was our bowling coach then. Even before that, there was a guy in Penrith, Tim Curran, who took me under his wing a little bit and just do some extra sessions and just talk about the kind of basics of bowling, which I'd never really thought about, different biomechanics, how you're trying to get a batter out, just thinking your way through a full days of cricket. So I felt like I got a lot better kind of speaking to those kind of guys.
For me, it's probably my batting coach, who I've still got today, all the way back to Year 9. He was not about technique, but literally about scoring runs. That's all we spoke about. So It didn't necessarily matter what it looked like, but we wanted sort of effectiveness and, because that's really what it's about. Batting is scoring runs. So that sort of resonated really well with me. And I feel like once I sort of got out of my head that it had to look a certain way, there's obviously fundamentals that you sort of need to have in place. But once you don't worry too much about that, I think that sort of helped me throughout my journey.
How important is the technology in today's game, and how does it affect the way you train and play?
Yeah, technology plays a really big role now, and it's a very important part of our preparation, reviewing things like how it's all going, what can we do differently. Every player sort of uses it to a different degree, but it's always there. And the good thing is you can use it as much or as little as you like. And it can get very specific or it can be pretty general. So it sort of caters to everyone's needs the sort of technology that we use. And yeah, it just means you can be really planned in what you're doing and specific, so that you can be as ready as you can be to go out and sort of let your instincts take over a bit, which I think is an important part of it too. But it absolutely, we use it as a team a lot, and it absolutely helps us to be able to be successful.
Yeah, and even in the dozen years or so I've been playing the tech around the GPS data. So always where GPS is at training and games, the data they get from that to be able to manage injuries and prepare, so in a pre-season or 6-10 weeks out from a tour, that's used to make sure that once you get on the tour, your risk of injuries is as low as it's ever going to be. We've seen lots of injuries that used to be really common and now becoming less and less common, and that's all on the back of really good data.
What part does technology play in your role as captain and in helping your team behind the team drive progress and success both on and off the field?
Like we play all around the world, and what makes it different from other sports is the pitch can be so varied, from here at the SCG to India to England, and there's subtle differences that we can kind of pick up from playing there a lot, but it's sometimes hard to go more than just a gut feel on what the pitch is doing, which players are going to be best suited to that pitch. So where data is really helpful is getting the ball tracking data and looking at the bounce, the seam movement, the swing, the speed on the wicket, the amount of spin. That's really, really good data, and I think you can look at historically what's worked on those types of wickets and then kind of match that up with your current players and who might be best used at certain parts of the game. So, it doesn't override every decision, but it's really good info to have at the back of my mind. Or say a player's getting on top of you, knowing that you've got that kind of bank of evidence that no, we're on the right plan, they're just having a really good day, that's okay. I find that really helpful as a captain.